is Disneyland News Today. I'm Tom Corliss, and here now are the top Disneyland resort stories for March 30th, 2023, although false advertising. Before we get started, I want to quickly plug our WDWNT spring cleaning auction. Those of you familiar with us here at WDWNT know that I like to collect Disney things, and I've bought quite a few Disney things in my time, and unfortunately, I've come to the realization that I've bought too many Disney things, and we're kind of out of room, both in my home and here at the studio. We are trying to clear up some room and also raise some funds for some future projects, both in the studio and out in the field where our reporters are. So if you'd like to pick up some great collectibles from my collection that I'm no longer going to be owning, that I need to part ways with because they're just taking up too much room, the auction will be happening this Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and it will be live streamed right here on the channel. And the proceeds, again, go to WWNT projects, whether it's some new little upgrades we want to do here in the studio, some new equipment for our reporters, various different projects. That's where the funds are going. And also to help make sure I can walk into my apartment. It's very important, I've been told. So we're all these Club 33 Donald, we got Funko Pops, we got these cool Disneyland blueprint mugs, signed artist mouse ears, hundreds and hundreds of really cool items, tons of pins, lots of really cool stuff. So again, check out the auction this Sunday, this Sunday, April 2nd, right here on the channel at noon. And you can watch me. I saw someone comment on News Today this week. They were like, we get to watch Tom regret all his decisions live as he goes through everything on Sunday. It's fairly accurate. So join us for that. Now on to the news. Both Disneyland and Walt Disney World guests may see the return of fan-favorite nighttime parades. Sources indicate to WDWNT.com that the Main Street Electrical Parade will return to Walt Disney World, while the Paint the Night Parade will return to Disneyland Resort. Of course, both of these rumored at this time, nothing official just yet. It's assumed that the Electrical Parade will return to Disneyland this summer for another seasonal run before being sent across country to Walt Disney World. The following year, Paint the Night will return to Disneyland Resort. A debut date for the Electrical Parade in Florida is unknown at this time, but it could be as early as later this year or as late as sometime in 2024. And as far as the Paint the Night Electrical Parade is concerned, reports indicate that the floats are still being repaired and the notoriously expensive batteries are still being replaced, so we shouldn't expect to see that parade return until next year, probably for the summer season. Of course, Paint the Night has performed at both Disneyland Resort parks, and while it seems more likely to return to California Adventure, that would leave Magic Happens in place to have its nighttime performances at Disneyland Park. The parade, of course, debuted in 2015 for the 60th anniversary Diamond Celebration, but has had a rather spotty performance history despite being quite popular. It ended that initial run in September of 2016. To return for the holiday season, it then was replaced by the Electrical Parade, as all parades are at some point in their life, it seems. And then in 2018, Paint the Night did return, but at California Adventure with a Incredibles float replacing Frozen, but then it was never seen again from that point on. So it has been a long time since we've seen Paint the Night, and we will anxiously await its return. But let us know in the comments if you're excited for this. I know the Florida audience is happy to be getting a parade, but not ecstatic that it's Electrical Parade. I know I'm sure the California audience is more than happy to finally be getting Paint the Night back, knock on wood. On March 24th, Walt Disney Records released music from Mickey's Toontown, a brand new album with songs from the newly reimagined Mickey's Toontown at Disneyland Park. Some of the new tracks you can expect to hear on the record are Eye to Eye from A Goofy Movie and Nothing Can Stop Us Now from Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, at least in their background music forms. And all but one of the 15 tracks are attributed to the Toontown Tuners. Chantry Johnson and Jessica Friedman sing the leadoff track, a lyrical version of My Happy Place from Toontown's new score. Here's the full track listing. Again, My Happy Place is the first song there. Quickly want to talk about this. One of my favorite things about original Toontown was they had that tremendous theme song, Welcome to Toontown. This is apparently sort of the new version of that, and it's certainly a little more preschool, but I applaud the fact that an original song has been written for a land. It doesn't really play much in the land other than in the background loop, which is a shame, but I'm glad this was thought of and I'm glad it was done. You'll also find from the background music loop Hot Dog from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, the Spectrum song from Disney's Wonderful World of Color, Strolling Along, Walking and Whistling, Playtime Shuffle, the Mickey Mouse Club March, which, God, I hope I don't have to tell you that's from the Mickey Mouse Club. I don't know how young some of the audience is. The Lazy, Jake laughing in the booth. Lazy Bounce, of course, Eye to Eye from a Goofy movie, and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Happy Days, no, not from the show Happy Days. Our Homespun medley from the Mickey Mouse short, Our Homespun Melody. Afternoon Sun, of course, Nothing Can Stop Us Now, which is from Runaway Railway, and Mousin' Around. The music can be found on Spotify and also Apple Music currently. The only question I have is there some sort of a legal argument or argument over money in regards to the Disney Afternoon music? Because they did background music versions of DuckTales and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Those are not on this soundtrack, which makes me very sad. I'm sure there's some sort of monetary discrepancy going on, but please figure that out. We would love to be able to listen to those at home. It'd be great. Speaking of Mickey's Toontown, we're taking another trip to the Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway queue to talk about damage to it. In fact, the damage has become so commonplace that cast members have now laminated special signage to place over where repairs need to be made. You'll see these laminated signs sort of taped or glued down in places where they still need to make repairs, whether it's where a salt or pepper shaker was ripped up, or a popcorn box was damaged, or a gumball was ripped off of the counter. Of course, since the ride opened, guests have been tugging and pulling on all sorts of propping in this queue. We've seen ornaments ripped out of the Pluto's Christmas tree area. We've seen, again, these props for the concession stand, which have been the main problem. But now this is sort of a temporary solution they've come up with that is at least in story apologizing for the damage and what guests are seeing, which I applaud. It's an attempt. I know you can only fabricate stuff so much or find a solution so quickly. So I get it, and I'm glad someone at least thought to do this. But what was funny is when I photographed these signs, kids were tugging on them. So it's only a matter of time until the signs get ripped out of the queue too. We'll keep you posted on what's going on with this. This queue cannot catch a break. The fan favorite resident of Runamuck Park, Chuuby, who we affectionately call here at WDWNT the merchandise bird, has arrived at the reimagining Mickey's Toontown as a magnetic shoulder plush. He's $22.99. Of course, a magnetic shoulder plush is a small stuffed animal that is paired with a magnetic plate covered in fabric. You could put that plate right under the shoulder of your shirt and then put the plush on top, and it'll look like the plush is sitting atop your shoulders as you walk around the park or at home or whatever you'd like to do. It's your own business. The Chuuby magnetic shoulder plush features the bird's bright yellow and orange palette along with its cheerful smile, and a soft tuft of feathers peeks out from underneath the chin. They're very cute. They're available at Engineers Souvenirs in Toontown. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, the Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. A lot of engineers on this show. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next magical Disney trip. The best part is their services are free. Visit www.nt.travel for details. Construction walls have gone up outside the Avengers headquarters in Avengers Campus at Disney California Adventure for a new store. The store has actually always been planned. The sliding glass doors you'll find on the front of the Avengers headquarters were meant to be the exit of the e-ticket attraction that they canceled, but also the entrance to the gift shop if you were just decided you wanted to shop and not ride the ride for that matter. Of course, that e-ticket has been delayed at several points, eventually canceled and replaced with a different ride, that multiverse ride that eventually someday we think will be built. But in the meantime, the windows have been blacked out. But now Disney is preparing to build a store in this space, which is probably much needed for Avengers Campus. A weird byproduct of the Bob Chapek era of the company was building theme lands without large enough retail spaces. You may remember Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios. They just built a couple of merchandise carts, and then eventually that was corrected years later by building a store at the exit of Toy Story Mania. In the case of Avengers Campus, they built that supply pod, which is just a little merchandise stand, and then Web Suppliers, which is very, very small, which all required them to have the superstore in Hollywoodland, which has been a thing probably long after it was supposed to be. So I think it makes total sense to have a real indoors, climate-controlled shopping environment that is big enough for all the merchandise you actually want to sell in Avengers Campus. I think this was, there are a lot of things about the Bob Chapek era of Imagineering and the company I don't necessarily understand. The biggest one was how a guy that came from consumer products was not a fan of spending the money to build shopping spaces. Like even Paul Pressler and Cynthia Harris, as notorious as they were in management at Disneyland Resort and in Imagineering and parks and resorts in general, even they believed in building retail space. So it was, what a wild and weird era where a guy came from consumer products and didn't believe in spending that money. But now they have to go back and fix this, like a lot of mistakes from that time period. So they're finally going to build this store in the Avengers headquarters, and I guess it will open before that multiverse ride ever does. If you want to add a little bit of extra wonder to your already wondrous Disney 100 day at Disneyland, you could stop by the popcorn cart in the hub to pick up this new purple Mickey Balloon Disney 100 popcorn bucket. It's $19.50. The new bucket is a shiny purple color with Mickey Mouse's face printed on the front, true to the color scheme of the 100 Years of Wonder celebration. The backside reads Disney 100 Years of Wonder on the door, which is located on the top half, and the strap is silver with purple text and designs. The Disney 100 logo and 100 Years of Wonder are repeated with starburst and pixie dust trails between them. We found this again alongside the other Disney 100 popcorn buckets, the silver Mickey balloon design, and one shaped like Cinderella's coach at the Hub popcorn cart in Disneyland. There's also a version with the Celebrations art and the more vintage depictions of Mickey and the gang available around the resort. Can they stop making the balloon buckets? There's too many. Like, you just keep changing the color of this thing. Guys, it's time for a new bucket. The Cinderella coach, the same thing. It's not even a new design. They just recolored it for the anniversary. The U.S. is in desperate need of new popcorn bucket designs. Please make it happen. A new straw clip featuring Mickey Mouse dressed for the 100 Years of Wonder celebration is now available at Paradise Garden Grill in California Adventure and other locations for that matter. It's $7.99. Mickey Mouse wears dark purple pants and his Disney 100 silver jacket and shoes as he hangs joyfully from a silver lilac balloon. Mickey's jacket flows behind him as though he is floating through the air, and Mickey and his balloon stand several inches tall, and the clip for the straw is on the top of the balloon. The decoration simply attaches to a loop on a reusable straw. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members who make this show happen every week. 3 new Spirit jerseys are available at the Disneyland Resort as of this week. There's the Lotso Spirit Jersey hoodie for $84.99. It's an all-pink Spirit jersey featuring the antagonist of Toy Story 3 on the left-hand breast, and drawstrings extend from the collar to tighten the hood. Lotso is depicted with his mallet, cane, and a jovial expression. And the bottom half of the jersey is pink with printed strawberry designs all around, and the backside has Lotso written across the upper side with fuzzy lettering. And the first O is replaced with another embroidered Lotso depiction, this time with raised pink fur like the other letters. There's also a stitched tie-dye Disneyland Resort Spirit jersey for $79.99. It's a blue tie-dye jersey featuring dark and light blues alongside streaks of white. And Stitch is printed on a raised pattern wearing a lei and playing the ukulele. And next to him is the traditional Disneyland D with established 1955, below as all Disneyland Resort Spirit jerseys are. On the bottom half, we see Stitch relaxing in a beach chair underneath some palm trees. He's got sunglasses, a lei, a delicious bowl of ice cream, ready to chill out in the Hawaiian sun. And atop the Disneyland Resort letters printed in puffy dark blue lettering with white shadows underneath to give letters some extra depth. The Lion King Disneyland Resort Spirit jersey is $79.99 for the beloved 1994 classic. Guests can pick up this red Spirit jersey featuring a silhouette of Simba roaring from Pride Rock. Simba is surrounded by a shining sun broken by clouds as well as the film's logo. And on the back, we see a larger sun rising as it does during the film's iconic opening sequence. We see a lone tree along with silhouettes of Mufasa, Rafiki, young Simba, Timon, Zazu, and Pumbaa strolling proudly across the Pride Lands. And on the back are black puff letterings with the Disneyland Resort logo. The jersey is somewhat unique that it only shows the resort name on the back and has a unique design on the front side, highly unusual for such Spirit jerseys. And all 3 are now available at the World of Disney store in the downtown Disney district. There's also some new mini ear headbands available at the Disneyland Resort. None of them match the Spirit jerseys we just talked about, but you can mix and match. Why not? There's the Moana ear headband for $34.99. It prominently features faux flowers at the front rather than the traditional bow of a Minnie ear headband. Flowers of orange, purple, and pink are accented by green leaves. And the back gives a clearer view of the ear design, which is the same on both sides and on both ears. Traditional Polynesian designs featuring geometric patterns, waves, fish, and large waves cross the ears horizontally. These designs are often seen in tattoos, particularly, which these cultures depict personality, rank in society, and status. The Disney 100 ear headband is $44.99. It's a pricey one. Largely made of faux leather material and very prominently showing off the Disney 100 spirit, being in all silver. A mini bow sits at the center, also made of faux leather with an Art Deco-esque pattern running throughout. And a Disney 100 medallion shaped like a Mickey silhouette sits in the center with fireworks bursting in both ears. And on both ears, designs of Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Chip, Dale, Donald, Daisy, and Tinker Bell are all randomly printed throughout, along with starburst fireworks and the Disney 100 logo. The characters are all depicted in their special costumes for the anniversary. We found both of these in the Emporium on Main Street, USA at Disneyland Park. For the absolute latest Disneyland news, head on over to DisneylandNewsToday.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Also, make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the show. For DLNT, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.